guys, welcome to the video. It's the last day of the AX soccer combine, so it's like 6:30 in the morning. About to head up for that. Mimi's coming along, so she actually said that she grabs a few clips of the combine, so you guys can get a little actual perspective of what's going on. But yeah, we have like an hour drive up there right now. For breakfast, like my pre-training meal basically is just like a big cup of oatmeal. There's like some raisins, some bananas in here. So that will be like some good, really good simple carbs to basically get in my body before this, you know, so I'll have a little bit of energy and glycogen and all that stuff. Yeah, and 45 minutes, like an hour left of the drive, and then we'll be there.
Yeah.
So I just finished up the last day of the combine. The last day was the best day, I think, for both myself and like in general to play. I think that there was a really good group of guys there, and we've actually just got we got to play. It wasn't as selfish. I think maybe guys were tired and we were just playing and pinging a little bit better. So that was fun. Right now we're headed to a warehouse for one of Mimi's...
A secret warehouse.
A secret warehouse for a secret surprise for Mimi's product launch for her thing. So go to her channel, check it out. She'll launch it hopefully January 1st, sooner than January, but that should be pretty exciting. I'm excited that she's working on something that has a pretty decent product that looks really good, to be 100% honest. And then we're gonna go grab like a brunch and then just head back down to San Diego. So that's the plan going forward right now. Steak and eggs.
Sounds like a man's breakfast. How's your foam? Water. The foamiest cappuccino I've ever seen. Was it good?
I haven't had any coffee yet. We'll see.
I don't know, but it looks so good.
It's really weird, like when the sun goes behind a cloud, it gets cold. And when the sun's not behind a cloud, it's warm.
You're gonna win the Nobel Prize for that one. I really like this place. I would come back. But if I'd order the same thing, because I think I weigh 10 pounds more.
And you want to give me any of your...
I gave you like half of it.
It's real hard to fly a drone. You always got to be aware of where the drone is at all times.
Where is it?
You can't take your eye off the screen.
Shelly! Where is it? Look how cold you are.
It's freezing out here in California.
It is, it's winter. It's like somebody needs a really, really hot shower.
It's so cold. All right, so just got back down to San Diego, and I just want to give you kind of like a brief summary of my experiences with open trials and open combines and what my thoughts are. So very quickly, I've done so many of these things. I mean, from my junior year of high school, I've attended open trials or open ID camps with UC Davis and Oregon State. And I actually kickstarted that recruitment process with both of those schools. And I was later offered scholarships to both Oregon State and UC Davis. And so I had a very successful early on experience with open tryouts. And then after my 4 years at UC Davis, I went to the InfoSport Combine down in Florida. I went to the Ventura County Fusion Combine in California. I went to the Portland Timbers 2 open tryout, and I went to the Vancouver Whitecaps 2 open tryout. And actually from the Vancouver Whitecaps 2 open tryout, I was selected to be brought into preseason. So again, some good experiences, some bad experiences, and pretty much everything in between. Oh, and of course, the AX Soccer Combine that I just did that one and that was my first time doing that with more European teams. So I definitely have a range of experiences. I've done almost all of these, from open tryouts to open combines to ID camps, everything. So what's my honest opinion? What's my honest thoughts on these things? I would say that open tryouts and open combines definitely aren't the best way to get a pro contract. Straight up. I think that there's much smarter and much better ways to do so. For example, the best way to get a pro contract is to perform very, very well at that semi-pro level or for another pro team, so that that coach sees you, scouts you, recruits you, and then wants you to come and play for his team. Obviously, that's the best way. Agents are also a great way, and then emailing the coach or the coaching staff yourself, and then setting up a trial or an invite into an invite-only combine or preseason is another great way. Those are the best ways because you're actually getting brought, you're invited, and the coach knows who you are, and he's already interested in you. However, those are hard. I make it sound easy, but it's very difficult to get those. The coach really has to be interested in you for him to offer those things. So that's where kind of like open combines and open trials come in. If you feel like you're struggling getting your foot in the door, you feel like that you just don't have those connections into the pro game, open combines and open trials can be a great way to start to get seen and play in front of these coaches without needing that connection or that link into the coach. These open combines and open trials are probably, I think they range anywhere from like $100 to $300. And they also, at the same time, it's very, very rare for a player to get brought in from one of these things. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very rare. For example, LA Galaxy 2, I think, just signed their very first player from an open tryout. I think since the start of LA Galaxy 2 for years, they just signed the first player from one of these open tryouts. They do multiple a year in multiple different cities and even countries. And so for the first time since the start of LA Galaxy 2, they signed their first player. That should show you how incredibly picky these coaches are and how incredibly difficult it is to get a pro contract. It blows my mind about the level of entitlement of some players, thinking that just because they're at the pro level, they should be offered a pro contract from these teams. Like it should be easy. They should just be handed one. You have to realize that even if you're at the pro level, which I'm assuming isn't many of you, even if you're at the pro level, the stars have to align for you to get a contract there. I mean, I have seen it firsthand where the coach has his team already signed. He's already spent the budget for all the different positions, but all he needs is a left back and maybe a center back. And he goes to the open combine. And it doesn't matter if you're a right back or a center mid or a striker. It doesn't matter how good you play. If you're one of those positions, he's not looking at you because he's already spent the money on those positions. And he's already deep. He's already got too many of them. He's already got 5 strikers. So if you even kill it at the open combine, he probably won't even look at you because he's already got 5 strikers. So he's going and he's just looking for the left back and maybe the left center back. And if there's nobody there at the combine that really impresses him, or he thinks that to bring, that's good enough to be brought into preseason, he won't select anybody. And that's how it works. But at the same time, I'm not saying that it's impossible to get a contract from one of these things, because I know many players who owe their professional careers to these open combines and open tryouts from all the teams I've been with. I think with the OC Blues, I knew multiple people that got selected from an open tryout with the Orange County Blues, brought in, and then they got their first professional contract and kickstarted their career from that. Same thing at Sacramento. I know multiple players who did that. And I also know a player that went over did like a tour through Europe with one of these combines or these companies, and ended up getting a contract over in Sweden. And then that kickstarted his career to come back over to the USL, and he's been killing it ever since. So I have seen it work firsthand. But you have to realize how incredibly rare it is for that to work. And many of those pros, that's not their first open combine or open trial. For me, for example, I had to go through many, many open trials and open combines before I finally was invited into a preseason with Vancouver Whitecaps too. Same thing with all these other pros. It's not like just because you're at the pro level, you attend one, boom, contract, and you're good. You need to attend the right open tryout with the right team, with the right coach, with the right style of play, and you need to be playing the right position. Everything needs to work out for you to be invited into preseason or offered a contract. But if you can afford it, if $200 or $300 is not going to financially cripple you, I think it's a good opportunity, and I think that it can definitely help kickstart your career if you are having trouble with the links, with the connections into the pro game, and you just feel like you need that break. But above all else, be self-aware about your level of play. If you're not a pro, you're not at the professional level, you haven't been succeeding at the D1 or semi-pro level, then don't get mad when you go to these things and you don't get invited back, or you don't make the top team, or you don't, get any interest, because it's incredibly, incredibly difficult for it to work out. So Mimi, her parents, and me are all going to head down to San Diego right now and have a nice dinner. Just some Italian food down in Little Italy. Should be fun, but maybe I'll get like 1 or 2 clips, but this is pretty much kind of the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace.